One of the most frequent questions that I get asked when I'm out flying my drones is, how much does that cost? And there's always different answers when you're getting into a hobby on how much something costs. And people are like, well, first you need a radio, and that's like between $150, $200. And then you need goggles. Those are like $400. And then you need a drone, and that's like $500. So it can be an expensive hobby, sure. But what if you could get a radio, you could get goggles, and you could get a drone for what I consider almost an affordable price? Let's talk about it. So what I have in front of me today is the Darwin FPV Cineape25 Ready to Fly kit. This kit is available from the Darwin FPV website. I haven't found it anywhere else, but the cool thing about Darwin FPV is I have an affiliate code. So if you use my code, my link, to purchase this kit or anything from Darwin FPV, go ahead and save yourself 3%. Help yourself, help me, help everybody, because everybody wins with this channel. I'm not going to let anybody take an L. So let's go ahead and talk about this kit right here. So this kit's available for about 400 bucks. I think it was $409 or something. I can't remember. I'll put the price here somewhere. But it comes with, actually this is really cool. This is why I wanted to take a look at it. It comes with the Radiomaster TX12 Mark II, which if you've been watching my videos and reading my descriptions, which you really should be reading my video descriptions, that is actually the exact same radio that I've been flying literally ever since I started. Well, not quite ever since I started. I started with a Beta FPV radio and it was trash. So I upgraded to that as soon as possible. And this kit comes with the exact same radio that I fly, that a lot of the best pilots out there fly. Not that I'm anywhere near on the same playing field as them, but I really like the TX12 Mark II. It's a really solid radio. And by itself, I think they're like 160 bucks. Once again, I'll put the price up here or something for that by itself. It comes with the hot RC charger. Anyways, it comes with goggles. Once again, I'm gonna make a face here. I don't like these goggles. These goggles are made for a child. I don't think these goggles are made for a adult human male like me. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, don't use these. Don't get these. Don't even bother looking at these. If you do pick up this kit, the very first thing you're going to want to upgrade, even before the LiPo charger, are these goggles, because they are actually not good. They don't fit around your face. They let a lot of light in. The screen is really far away and it's not magnified very much, and it's a tiny little bitty screen in there. So my old ass man eyes, I can't see shit on this. I wouldn't fly my tiny whoops with these. Yeah. I don't like them. Get rid of them. You're going to get two LiPos, 4-cell, 850 milliamp hour. I believe these are tattoos. They look really similar to tattoos. At first I thought they were GNBs, but I got my GNB rewrap RDQ batteries, which I really like the GNB batteries. And they're a little bit bigger than these. I feel like these are tattoo rewraps, but I cannot confirm nor deny that. And then you get the Cineape25 Bind and Fly ELRS analog FPV drone. The reason that I went with this, they actually have several kits. They have the Baby Ape kit, which is same radio, same goggles, same batteries, same everything, except it comes with their 3.5 inch Baby Ape quad, which would be not as good, but very similar to my 3.5 inch Grinderino. The Grinderino is a lot heavier than that, and that uses an AIOS instead of a stack like mine. But whatever. I actually have a Darwin. Funny thing is, I actually have a Darwin FPV VTX inside of this quad right now. That's going to be changing here in a little bit, because some of you know, your boy, says Fatshark, your boy recently went DJI. I know. I hate myself, don't worry, but I did it, and it's gonna help me a lot, and it's gonna help you guys a lot, because now I can get really good juicy 4K footage on even my smallest birds, because I got a couple of the 04 light units coming. But anyways, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this. This is the Cineape25. It is a 4S 2.5 inch pusher style Cineape drone quadcopter thing. It has 1504 5000. I can't read that shit, dude. I'm so old. It has motors on it, and they spin 2.5 inch pentablade. No, wow, 6 blade. What is that? Hexablade props. Fucking 6 blade props. All right, and because I have blatant disregard for my own safety, I am going to be flying inside the house. Not for very long, probably. I don't know. We'll see what happens. You can definitely fly this inside of a house. Unfortunately, one thing about this that I do not like is it is not easy to set it up to toilet tank the battery like I do with my my bigger Cineapes. I have the battery set up toilet tank style is what it's called, and that's where instead of running it like this, you put your battery like this, and it kind of helps keep your CG centralized. And another thing about this, you don't have to use the RunCam thumb. I'm using the RunCam thumb because I got it, but you could use a naked GoPro. I'm not gonna strip down my GoPro 10 because I only have one, and y'all are using it right now. So I'm not gonna strip down my GoPro 10. I might get one in the future. I don't know, it's on the list, but for right now,
welcome to Edge TX.
Welcome to Edge TX. Let's see what happens. No, Benny. You need to chill the fuck out. Yeah, you can definitely fly this inside. My rates are a little high for it because I, like a dummy, put my Freestyle rates on this thing. But yeah, 2.5 inch, you can fly it inside. Obviously be careful. You'll want the EVA bumpers. So if you do happen to bump into a wall, especially if you're flying in somebody's house, then you'll want that extra prop protection on there. And she lands like a dream. All right, I'm at the Liberty Sports Complex, or Sports Complex of Liberty, whatever you call it. And we're gonna try out the Darwin FPV Cineape25, see if we can't get some cinematic shots with this RunCam thumb too. And I might do some yapping over it, or I'll probably put some music over it and do a little edit. But we'll see what happens, and we'll see what we can get. For the first battery, we're gonna be using the Darwin FPV 850 mAh. This is, I believe it's a tattoo. I could be wrong. Don't quote that. Don't take it to the bank. I could be very wrong, but it looks like a tattoo to me. But we're gonna strap this Darwin FPV battery on. Camera, come on. Got the RunCam 2 on top, 4K, hopefully. Gyro data and all that shit. It is recording, so I'm gonna go ahead and point it at me. So we got camera on that recording, camera on that recording. And then I need to get this camera here recording. My antenna's falling off too. That's always super helpful. If you didn't know, having your antenna falling off is like pro gamer move. Okay, cool. And that gate's shut, so hopefully we don't crash in here. I've also never been here, so I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Little park here, that's nice. I don't know how sketchy I want to get right now. I'm definitely going to go under this. People talk about the Caddx Ant, but the colors look really good, especially out here. The latency's decent. I like the Caddx Ant. It's not my favorite camera, but for like 16 bucks, it's pretty hard to beat. Are there stripes on that, or is that just, oh no, it's like tiled. Okay, cool. Let's go back over here. I don't see any netting here. Yeah, cool. Okay. Because this is a little 2.5 inch too, you can really confidently just put it where you want it to go. You know, you're not really gonna get outsized by any big holes. Cars over there. I wanted to go fly. Let me see if I can see it from here. No, I can't. There's a really cool spot down there. Oh, you can kind of see it right there where my crosshair is on my DVR footage here. Let's go down. Oh, beautiful. And then I'm gonna run this footage through GyroFlow, the RunCam Thumb 2 footage. Put it through GyroFlow, make it as juicy as possible. That's gonna be a cool shot. But the biggest thing, even if you're running GyroFlow, even if you're running a good camera with a gyro and all that in it, the smoother you fly, the better your stabilized footage is gonna come out. Where the hell am I? There I am. Think that's me? Yep, that looks like me. What is the sign we got? Adams Toyota. Little pond over here. I'm not gonna fly this over the pond right this second. I want to see about getting this pink tree. That's pretty cool. Really gonna put the gyro on the RunCam to the test with that one there. Getting good battery life out of this too. I've been flying so far for 3.5 minutes and I'm at 3.5 volts, so I'm pretty comfortable with that. I mean, I'm feeling a solid 4-5 minutes battery, unless you're actually ripping it. I'm running a pretty flat camera angle, as y'all can tell here. I'm running it almost 0 degrees, probably 5, maybe 10 at the highest. My Freestyle camera, I usually run at 35 degrees, but because this is a Cineape and it's not really doing crazy tricks and stuff, I figured, yeah, having a nice flat camera angle would be beneficial. All right, we're getting some low battery now. Like I said, 4.5, 5 minutes, that's solid. I'm not getting a solid low battery. It's still chilling at 3.5 volts. And once again, I'm flying pretty confidently. I'd say that's third throttle. So not exactly ripping the balls off of it out here. I will go ahead and throw a fresh battery in. and we will change my camera angle a little bit here to something a little higher, and we'll do some faster flying. All right, we are running a much more aggressive camera angle now, so should be flying a lot faster. And I'm doing this backwards. Damn it. Okay. So I'm doing this backwards. I should be using the lighter weight, smaller batteries for this because I'm flying faster. I'm using my heavier G&B race day quads batteries. Still a G&B, or still an 850 milliamp hour. It's just a bigger pack. I don't know why, but it is a little bigger and it does weigh a little bit more. Camera's on. We will click, and we will go 1, 2, 3. And I believe I'm still recording here. I am in fact recording here. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. And away we go. So yeah, like I said, flying a little faster this time. Half throttle cruising. Got a lot more camera angle, so I'm going to be moving a lot faster this time. Trying to keep it as smooth as possible though. Probably not going to get that same 4.5 minute battery out of this one. Probably, I'd be surprised if we get 3 minutes. I'd be happy with 3 minutes, I think. Flying nice and fast. This is nice. I like this. So because I'm quiet for this one, this is probably going to end up being my edit. So we'll go ahead and throw it to some music right now. Okay. Something's wrong. I gotta go recover. Damage report. Got some props. Definitely got some props. Got one motor wire for sure in there. Is ripped out. Knocked my receiver loose out of its little spot and lost the clear cover for my run cam. So that's probably going to be the end of this review for a moment. You guys are going to get the super funny clip of me climbing my fat ass over this fence now. Again, I already did it once. This is round 2. And there we go. Final thoughts when I get back to the house. Okay, final thoughts. The Cineape25 ready to fly kit. Should you buy this ready to fly kit that comes with everything you need? Again, drone, radio, goggles, batteries, and charger? No. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say don't go for the kit. I will say go for the TX12 and go for the Cineape25. Now, both of these, I put the prices wherever I put them earlier. For these, I don't know if I put the actual price for this up here, but I will put it right here. The drone flies fantastic. I like it. It's nice and smooth. It carries this little run cam perfectly. I'm going to hopefully have good footage from today. I did end up crashing it. That was my first pretty hard crash, and then I kind of gave it hell with some turtle mode. And yeah, y'all saw in the other clip, the props took a beating pretty bad, and then one of my motor wires is actually disconnected. Y'all have not seen the end of the Darwin FPV Cineape25 on this channel because I have one of these right here for it. This is the DJI 04 air unit, the light variant as they call it, and I installed one in my Grinderino, which I broke, but I didn't break the air unit. I broke the Grinderino. I got some motors, and I did actually the same thing I did with this one. I crashed it and killed some motors and killed some props, but yeah, I love the image transmission, the image quality from the 04 light that I put in the Grinderino. I did, like I said, I recently made the switch to DJI. I have an 03 quad up here on the wall, and now I'm about to have 2 04 quads, and hopefully many more, but for right now, we're going to go with 2. And anyways, back to the kit. Do you buy the kit? No, you don't buy the kit. Why? Because these goggles are trash. If you have a kid that you're not going to let your kid fly this drone, it's a 4S pusher Cineape. Like, this is for a teenager at the youngest. So these goggles are immediately going to be in the garbage. I would highly recommend going online and looking for something like the Fatshark Dominators V3s or the Fatshark HD 0 Pluses. If you can find those used for a decent deal, pick these up. These are amazing goggles. You can find them for like $100, $150. They will outperform these in every single way. Image quality, signal quality, signal, whatever. If you use a good a VRX, and that's another thing about these goggles, is you can put a different VRX in it and change up and get different features from different VRXs. I use the speedybee because it's like $90 and I really like it because it's really good and not very expensive. It's a true diversity. This, I know it has 2 antennas. This is not a diversity setup. It is 1 receiver, 2 antennas. This is actually 2 receivers built in, going in with 2 separate antennas, and then it meshes the signal, and that's why these get so much better reception than something like this. Also, way too light, does not block out light enough. The screen is tiny and too far away, and these are overall garbage. Decent for a kid, that's about it. The batteries, I don't like tattoos. And like I said, these are, I like tattoos. I don't like tattoos. I like my GNBs. And like I said, I'm pretty sure comparing these to what I know are GNB rewraps, they are different. These are 100% smaller than the RDQ batteries that I really like. And these are significantly cheaper than tattoos are anyways. So the charger, the LiPo charger, you are immediately, like I said, you're going to replace the goggles first, and this is the second thing to go because this is a sketchy ass charger. I don't like it. And that leaves us with the TX12 Mark II and the Cineape25. Get these. These are an amazing combo. This is a solid pairing right here. And it can be had for around $400, $500, depending on what kind of deal you get on the goggles, if you add the run cam, how much you pay for the TX12. Things like that can affect the price. But my setup here, I think I paid $100 for these, $89 for the receiver. The quad's worth like $100 and blah, blah, blah. The run cam is $90 and the TX12 is $100, I think. I don't remember. But like I said, you have not seen the end of the Cineape25 on my channel. It will be going to a DJI 04 Lite unit and I will be repairing. I believe these motors should be fine. I got to get new props for it. And that should be all that this thing needs, because I was turtle moding the shit out of it and it seemed to work and it armed fine and I had video the whole time. So I think all I got to do is resolder that motor wire and it'll be ready to fly. And I'm going to add this. I just got to wait on my buddy Mark to finish 3D printing me some mounts. I don't know how much I want to show of this because YouTube and stuff, but over here, there's a 3D printer. It doesn't work yet because I don't know how to use it, but there's a 3D printer. So I'll be making my own 3D prints here soon, hopefully. Cineape25, buy the drone, skip the kit. If you need a radio, buy the radio by itself. If you need goggles, find better goggles than these. These are not good goggles. These are not good for beginners. These are good for children, spectators only. I don't like them. But that's pretty much all I got to say. I like the drone. I like the radio. I'd skip the kit. The kit's too expensive for what you get. You can get the drone and the radio for way cheaper. You can get good goggles for a decent price. You just got to hunt around a little bit. And other than that, I think that's all I've got to say. So I'm going to leave y'all with a little bit more footage, and I am out. Have a good one.